everybody, it's me, Jackie Armand. I'm back again with another spooky craft video. I guess maybe it's not necessarily spooky. I mean, I guess it could be if you look at it in the right light. But today we're gonna do kind of I'm calling it a fall craft. It's not really fall related. It's more like cold weather related because we're gonna recreate a sweater. You know, it's November, so by definition, it's supposed to be sweater weather now. Even though here in Alabama, it's still sometimes in the 70s. I will say though that I did pick the perfect week to do this because this week is actually kind of cold. We're in like 65 has been the highs for the couple days. Today especially is like really rainy and cold. Hi. And this little cat is very snuggly because of it. So this is actually probably the perfect week to do this. This is maybe like the first time since has been fall or autumn and hasn't been summer that I've actually gotten to wear long sleeves. So I think that's, I guess, saying something. I'm also drinking coffee in the middle of the day, which is not usual either. But yeah, basically the sweater we're gonna recreate is a sweater from Monsters University. So I don't know if you've ever seen this movie. It's Disney Pixar. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of Monsters Incorporated, which is like one of my favorite Pixar movies. Everybody's got their favorite, and that one is mine. And I'm not exactly sure the year, but it was a while later they came out with another Monsters Inc. movie, and it was a prequel called Monsters University, and it was kind of how like Mike and Sully met each other. I absolutely loved that movie. I think there were some people who maybe didn't like it or maybe were disappointed in it because we wanted a more of a sequel to Monsters Inc. than a prequel, which I mean, I'm kind of included in that. I wanted to know what happened to Boo. But I still thought it was really cute. I really liked the concept. I think it was fun exploration of Mike and Sully's their relationship. And I don't know, I enjoyed it. And one of the things about the movie, you have these fraternities and sororities in the Monsters University. And they have like different names and stuff. And the one that Mike and Sully kind of end up being in to compete in the scare games, which was a part of the plot, was called Oozma Kappa.
Finally, Oozma Kappa! Yay! Woohoo! Hi, Mom!
And they were kind of like the loser fraternity. They were kind of like all the monsters that weren't scary, and they were there for like, you know, other degrees, not scaring degrees. And they were kind of considered the, you know, basically the underdog. And Mike and Sully kind of end up helping them through the scare games, and they end up being kind of like, you know, a Cinderella story almost kind of situation. And their colors are green and yellow. And in the movie, a lot of the characters have these sweaters that have, you know, OZ or OK for Oozma Kappa on them. And I thought that was so cute. And I remember after I saw that movie, I wanted one of those sweaters. Unfortunately, when I looked it up online, it's the only thing you can find are maybe like sweatshirts, which isn't bad, but I want a sweater. I want it to be a chunky knit, you know, when you think of like retro university or retro dark academia kind of thing, you think of like sweaters, and like that's what I want. I want a sweater, and it's like almost impossible to find an Oozma Kappa sweater. You can find them on Etsy, I will say, but they're really expensive, and I mean rightfully so, because the person's either crocheted the whole thing or knitted it themselves, which is awesome, but I don't really want to pay that much for it. And in the past years, I did settle and bought something that was okay, no pun intended. It was more like a shirt, and it wasn't really what I wanted. I've always wanted a sweater, and it occurred to me that I could just kind of do it myself. We're not going to sew a whole sweater, but we're gonna alter a sweater to look like the Oozma Kappa sweaters from Monsters University. So yeah, so basically, you know, I'm going to in a little bit show you like the supplies I've got and how I'm gonna go about doing this. I don't think it's gonna actually be that hard because I have done it before in the past with a different thing. So, but yeah, I'm excited, and hopefully by this weekend where it's gonna be really cold and rainy, I'll be able to wear it. So yeah, I'm excited. But yeah, I guess before we get into all of that, I would like to say if this is the kind of content you like, if you like crafting, you like tutorials, you like costuming, and you like party planning, because there's a lot of that here, that you would give this video a thumbs up, and you would also hit that subscribe button. Also, don't forget to ring the bell so you can be notified anytime I post a new video. It's Halloween all year long here, not just in October. So if you like that, then stick with us because it is a lot of spooky fun on this channel. Also, if you'd like to support this channel in a little more personal way, I do have a Patreon. Patrons are eligible to get lots of extra goodies, including extra content. I have 2 exclusive Patreon series there, one of which is called TerrorTube. It's a horror host type show hosted by me, where we do lots of just extra fun, spooky stuff. I read ghost stories, I make cocktails, I do movie reviews, that kind of thing. And it is for paid patrons only. So you have to be signed up in one of the tiers to be able to watch it. Doesn't matter which tier, any of them. However, there is another series that's newer on my Patreon called Friday Night Creepover, and it is a free series to watch. So you can be a paid member to watch them, but you can also be just a free member on my Patreon to enjoy that. And they're just kind of sit down chit-chatty videos. We just basically have a sleepover, and we talk about stuff, we watch movies together, that kind of thing. And those have been fun. The most recent one I did back in October, we watched Scooby-Doo and the Ghoul School together, which was really fun. And I do have a TerrorTube planned for this month. So it's been a little while since I've done a TerrorTube. I had to kind of take a break from it for a bit because they are harder to produce than the Friday Night Creepovers, but I do plan to do one this month. So if you're a paid member, look forward to that. But yeah, if any of that stuff sounds interesting to you, please go to patreon.com/JackieArment and think about giving a little bit of support. Of course, I do enjoy all of my free members and all of my members, but even just giving a little bit, the $3 a month, the lowest tier, helps out so much. And I do actually plan to start giveaways here very soon. I've been wanting to do that on my Patreon for a while, but I was waiting until I had some more members. And if you are on a paid tier, your name gets put into the pot for a giveaway more times. It's kind of like a raffle situation, so your name is in there more times if you are on a paid tier. If you're free, you could still be a part of the giveaways, but you just only have one entry into the giveaway. So really, that's another incentive to think about being a paid member as well. But I do enjoy all of my patrons over there. It's a fun little spooky community over there that I get to interact with you on a different level and do different things with you, so it's fun. So yeah, think about that. But I guess, yeah, with all that being said, let's go ahead and let's get into this craft video. Okay, let's go. All right, we're in the handy dandy craft room. And I'm going to show you all of the things that I've got in order to do this project. It should be really easy. If you are out there watching this and you're like me, you're not a sewer, you're not a crocheter, a knitter, this video might be for you. So, because I am not, and I like to try to do things as easy as I possibly can. So, all right, first I'm going to show you the original shirt that I own. It's just a long sleeve gray shirt, and it's printed on there. It's fading. I've had this for a while. This is kind of the idea that I want it to look like. I think we're gonna do a little bit different than this. based off of things that I've looked at online that I like. And I definitely want the graphic to be bigger on the sweater. So that's inspiration, basically, is what we're gonna kind of do this, but better. Here's the sweater that I bought on Amazon that we're going to use. It needs to go fluff in the dryer because, as you can see, it is, you know, it's creased from being folded in the Amazon box. So I've really gotta get those creases out before, but it's just like a big knit, very oversized, comfy sweater. I wanted it to be oversized. That was kind of the point. It's got kind of like big, chunky, like sleeves. I really like that. I'm somebody who most of the time I like my sweaters to be nice and big and comfy. And that's the reason I picked this one. I can link this one in the description. Like I said, I just got it on Amazon. But honestly, any big, you know, dark green sweater would work. I know that on camera this looks maybe even darker than it is, but it's really just it's just like a dark green. I think in the movie, the sweaters they have are a little more, they're a little less forest green and more just kind of like a regular green. But that was kind of hard to find. But this like color reminds me of like university colors more. So I went with this, but honestly, you could just do whatever you want. And if you had a sweater laying around, even better. Now, the way we're gonna achieve this, I have a sweater that I've kind of already done this to, and I'm gonna show you it so that we can, you can see what I wanna do. Now, this sweater is one that I have altered in the past. It is, basically, it's like a Betty's sweater from Riverdale. So if you ever watched that show, there was like one of the seasons she had this sweater that has like the Jughead crown on it, and I thought it was really cute. And again, it was something I looked up online and it didn't exist and I couldn't find it. And so I was like, you know what? Well, I'm just gonna make it. And I think me and Chris did a quick costume one year for somebody's Halloween party where I did Betty and he did Jughead. So it was also an excuse to make it. But basically, I bought a gray sweater on Amazon. So this was bought. And then I just took felt, cut it in the shape of the crown, and sewed it to the sweater. And I think I just hand sewed it, you know, all along. I used, you know, yellow thread for the yellow part and black for the black. And it has held up fairly well. I don't wash it very often because, well, I just don't need to. I don't, you know, but even when I do, I think I turn it inside out and I do it on delicate so that the felt doesn't fray too much. But really easy. That's what I did, and it doesn't look, it looks like I bought it. I have people ask me where I got this all the time. So this is basically what we're gonna do for the Oozma Kappa sweater. So I already have a bunch of felt left over from when I made those Pillsbury cookie pillows. So luckily I didn't have to go get any, and I already have green and yellow. So basically I'm gonna let's see if I can put a picture right here of the graphic that I want to put on there. So basically I want it to have the big OK, and then I do want it to say Oozma Kappa on the bottom. Now a lot of the pictures that I found of how that looks is that the letters are yellow. I think just the Oozma Kappa that it says underneath the OK is just yellow letters. And then the OK is yellow letters, but then there's like a green kind of border around them, sort of. And then some sweaters, even further than that, have like another like small little, like could be embroidery border around the outer edge that's like white or yellow or something like that. Those are like the ones I really like the most. So I think that's what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna cut the letters out of the yellow. We're gonna use this green as like kind of the acting border. I have threads that match that we're gonna use to sew it to the sweater. I'm actually okay that this green is a little like brighter than the green on the sweater. I kind of want that because I want it to be able to show up. But basically, what I'm gonna do is I think I'm gonna print out on the computer how big, you know, to figure out how big I want everything. And then I will like trace it on here and cut them out. I think I'll be able to do that with the little letters, the little Oozma Kappa letters. We'll see. That's the part I'm like probably the most nervous about is that. Because that's gonna be really hard, but we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna like print it out, trace it on here, cut this out, and then we're just gonna sew it on. I think what I plan to do is maybe use a little bit of hot glue to adhere these two together, and maybe a little bit of beads, like little beads of hot glue to glue it to the sweater, just to have it hold in place while I sew it. I feel like I could pin it, but you know, I don't know. I'm worried about like wrinkles getting all in it and everything, and because the sweater is kind of heavy and floppy, and we'll probably use some pins, but I think that using a little bit of hot glue will help hold it in place while I do the stitching. Yeah, that's pretty much the plan. It's pretty easy. I am going to try to today, if I can, work on printing out and getting it cut and everything, and then at least get the letters glued together, the two colors glued together. Maybe not adhere it to the sweater just yet, because I do have an idea where in some of the pictures, like I'll put here, how there's like another tiny little border around the letters, around the green part of the letters that's like white, and it looks like it could be an embroidered border. And I think I kind of want to try that. I don't think I'll do like bright white, but maybe like an off-white. But I need to get some embroider thread. I don't own any. So that will have to be like a trip to Hobby Lobby, and I might do that tomorrow. I don't really feel like going out today, but maybe that will be a trip for tomorrow. I think so. Today, I think I'm just going to focus on getting the letters cut out and glued together with all the felt glued together, and then maybe tomorrow work on, you know, stitching and doing the embroidery border, and then like the last bit will be putting it on the actual sweater, which I don't think will take very long once we got all of this figured out. So yeah, I'm excited about this. Like I said, this has been a sweater I've wanted for a while, but like I've only had that crappy t-shirt, and every time I look at it, I'm like, I want an actual sweater. So this will be fun to actually finally achieve this, and just in time for it to start getting cold. So, all right, well, I guess with all that being said, without further ado, we will just go ahead and we will get into this. All right, let's go. So I used a ruler to just kind of vaguely decide how big I wanted the graphic to be on the sweater, but ultimately I did have to put it on to make sure that that was the size that I really wanted. And so obviously here I've already printed out the logo and the lettering for the sweater, and I spared you having to watch me cut it all out, especially the little letters, which were pretty difficult. But yeah, I just basically cut them out of the paper and traced it onto the felt. And here I am just putting a few little glue dots, not too many, on the yellow part and gluing it to the green.
The next day.
All
Alright, so I have been to Hobby Lobby and I got some embroidery floss. I got like this off-white because I didn't really want it to be too stark of a white. So I know it's kind of hard to tell, but I used just a pretty basic stitch that I saw on YouTube. I will put the video here of kind of the more close-up of the original video that I watched. It's just a basic kind of like X stitch along the edge. Nothing super fancy. I'll try to link that video in the description. But that's pretty much what I did, just all the way around the edge of both letters.
Hi guys, we're on to day 3 now, I think, of this project. It is even colder out today, so again, I'm really excited to get this sweater done so I can wear it for this cold weather. I will show you kind of the progress we have, and then we'll get into what's left, which is not that much. So we got the main letters done. I think the outline actually looks pretty good considering I don't embroider at all. I was a little nervous about it looking really messy, but once I kind of held it up to the sweater, that looks cute. It really looks like it looks like it's part of the sweater, which was kind of the point. So yeah, I'm like really happy with it. Again, like I said, I was nervous when I was doing it. I was like, maybe this was a bad idea, but no, this definitely was the way to go. So what's left to do on these is we're gonna glue these and the little letters. I did cut out the small Oozma Kappa that says on the bottom. I'm only gonna hold up a couple of these letters, but you know, I've got like these just some little letters. I will say it was a huge pain in the butt to cut those out. I did use fabric scissors, so it wasn't super hard because you know, fabric scissors are really sharp, but like cutting the like holes out of the O and the A's, I had to use like a little X-Acto knife, and it was still kind of hard, but I did it. I got it, and they look really good, but that was kind of a pain in the butt, I'm just gonna say. So if you have an easier way of doing that at home, by all means use it. I didn't, so that's what I had to do. I guess I could have bought like iron-on letters from like Hobby Lobby, because I know, or a craft store, because I know they sell letter patches, and they probably had some that were like, you know, college school letters or whatever. I didn't think about that, but this is fine. I got it done. They look okay, so I'm just gonna use what I've got. But yeah, so basically all that's left to do today, what we're gonna do is I'm going to glue them on the sweater just a little bit. I'm just going to use like some dots of hot glue to position them on the sweater where I want them. I might use a few pins to hold them on too, I don't know. And then I'm just have to sew it to the sweater, which I'm gonna hand sew because especially those little letters, I don't want to stick that under a sewing machine, so I'm just gonna hand sew. I'm just gonna kind of do like a straight stitch all around, I think. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm probably gonna put the sweater on to like measure and see how far from the top I want it and all of that stuff before I glue it down. Yeah, I'm excited to finish this. It might take me all night to get all of these sewn. I do have to be somewhere tonight, so I don't know. But it'll probably take me the rest of the day to get all of this sewing done because hand sewing does take a while. But I'm hoping that, barring a catastrophe, this is all that's left, and then we'll be able to see the reveal of the sweater. I'm really excited. Okay, well, I guess let's just go ahead and we'll get started. Got a lot to do. Let's go.
And here we are about to glue on everything. I did put the shirt on and figured out where I wanted the letters to go, and I figured out that I wanted it to be about 4 inches from the neck, so that's where I put it. And I also did some measuring on the sides of the sweater to make sure we were pretty centered in the middle. I knew it didn't need to be perfect, but I'm OCD, so I had to make sure it was at least somewhat even. And then I got my yardstick out so I could make sure that we were straight as well, and especially when it came down to gluing the Oozma, the little letters that say Oozma Kappa underneath. I really wanted to make sure that was straight across and we weren't slanted. So, but yeah, basically I just went in and did kind of the same gluing technique as I did before, just putting a few little glue dots here and there, just to make sure that it stays in place for when I go to sew it.
Eventually.
Okay, everybody, that's it. That's the end of the video. I think the sweater turned out really good. It was super cute. The little letters down here are a little wonky, but that's okay. I think all together it ended up looking, it looks homemade, which is kind of the point. If you watch the movie, the sweaters that they have in the Oozma Kappa are not perfect because, well, they're kind of the outcasts, and they had to like make their stuff, so they didn't have cool jackets and all that. They weren't the coolest fraternity, so I think it goes with that very well, and I'm actually really happy with it. It looks so much better than the little shirt that I've had for years, and this is what I've wanted all along, honestly. And I'm overall, I think, A++, super win, and I can't wait to wear it more. Today was a little bit warmer, so I think I'm actually gonna take this off after shooting this video because it's a little warm, but I think next week is supposed to be really cold, so I'm definitely gonna wear it next week for sure. It's super cozy and comfy. So anyway, hopefully this inspired you guys to make your own sweater. Even if you didn't want to do Oozma Kappa, you could do any of the other fraternities and sororities that they had in the movie. So yeah, if you do, I would love to see pictures. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video and you stayed till the end, obviously please give it a thumbs up if you haven't already, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Also, don't forget to ring the bell so you can be notified anytime I post a new video. As far as new videos go, we will probably have a equipment video come out soon, either here or Patreon, probably here on YouTube, where we just kind of talk about the equipment that we use when we do our YouTube videos, in case you guys are interested in that. And in case anybody out there who watches my videos is interested in doing their own YouTubing, and we just wanted to let you guys know you can do it without having a bunch of expensive equipment. So that might be the next video, and then after that I've got some ideas for spooky Christmas. So I am getting excited about that now that Halloween's over and I've kind of been able to relax and enjoy the fall a little bit more. I'm starting to get excited about Christmas now. It takes me a little while to decompress from Halloween, but yeah, so look forward to that. There will be also a Terror Tube soon on my Patreon. I do plan on putting one of those episodes on this month because it's been a while since I've done a Terror Tube. So look forward to that. And speaking of that, don't forget to go to patreon.com/JackieArment and think about giving a little bit of support towards this channel and watching a bunch of extra content. If you want, there's enough there for free members and for paid. I plan on doing a giveaway soon now that we've got a few patrons there. So I'm excited about that. So think about joining. As always, I will put links in the description of this video to my social media, so my Instagram and TikTok, where I post lots of, you know, everyday stuff, everyday life stuff, and just sometimes things that don't make it here on YouTube end up there. Other side projects I do and stuff like that. I will also leave a link to my Etsy shop where I make spooky, witchy, Halloween stuff all year long. And so you can purchase something for Christmas. I do plan on making some spooky Christmas, more spooky Christmas things on there. I don't have a whole lot, but I'm working on it. And also, if you're new here and you've not been on this channel, you don't know, I have written 2 books that are available on Amazon. I will link to those as well. They're available as paperback and Kindle versions. You can read a little bit of the Kindle version to see if it's your thing or not before you buy it. One is a zombie romance, and one is a vampire adventure story. They're very spooky, to put you in a spooky mood, not necessarily specifically Halloween-y, but spooky. So you can read them, you know, any time of the year. And then I will also leave a link to my author website and my author Facebook page, where updates for things that I'm currently writing right now usually end up being there. I try to update it as much as I can anyway. Specifically, the project I'm working on right now is I'm writing a book about a young woman who's possessed by a demon. So there's like 2 sneak peeks, I think at least, on that you can check out there, 2 leaked chapters from what I'm writing, and you can just get kind of updates on that and where I'm going in my writing journey and stuff. So, but yeah, I guess other than that, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for sticking around and watching through Halloween and into the next year. I'm excited, you know, for future stuff with YouTube. So yeah, thanks so much for watching, and as always, please stay spooky, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!